Okay, this one was sent in from my good buddy in Texas. He had a problem here that was asking to find the x-intercepts of this equation here, this y equals 2, all this here, this equation. So what you need to know is that, here's your x-axis, right? Here's your y-axis. If you have a parabola, let's say, that's shifted down, something like this, maybe this is, some number down here, that it's intercepting this x-axis at these points. Okay, it's intercepting it at these points, and where that happens is where y equals 0. See, here's your y-axis, so you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, these dashes here, and then here you have -1, -2, -3, -4, right? Okay, so, 1, here we have 1, here's -1, right here is 0, 0, 0. Okay, so where these are intercepting is where y equals 0. Okay, that's where these intercepts, that's where it's happening, at y equals 0. So what you want to do is you want to just go ahead and put this equation, 0 equals 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 32. Okay, now what we want to do here to solve this is we're going to add 32 to both sides. Okay, that gets rid of it on this side. Okay, whenever you're moving something across an equal sign here, you do what I call transpose and apply, which just means, do the opposite operation. So here it's being subtracted, so you have to add it. You have to add it to this side, add it to this side. So now we have a positive 32. We're going to say that equals 2 times x minus 3 squared. Okay, this is just your transpose and apply. All I did is, plus 32 here, cancels out, plus 32 here. Okay, so this is what we got. 32 equals 2 times x minus 3 squared. Now when you're dealing with your algebra here, if you have this number here, it's being multiplied up against this, everything here in the parentheses, okay, it's 2 times all of this. Okay, 2 times all of this. So to get rid of it, we're going to divide both sides by 2. Okay, this 2 is being multiplied, transpose and apply, we're going to do the opposite. Here it's being multiplied, so to get rid of it, we're going to divide. So you can practically do this in your head. 32 divided by 2, okay, that gives us 16. I'm going to say that equals x minus 3 squared. Okay, once again, at this point, all I did was divide by 2 on this side, cancels it out, divided by 2 on this side. Okay, now we're left with 16 equals x minus 3 squared. Alright, so at this point what we want to do is we want to get rid of this squared. Okay, and to do that, we're going to take the square root of both sides. Okay, now notice that we just entered this square root sign, right? It wasn't there. I entered it, so I applied the square root, or I kind of put it in there as I'm solving this. I needed to apply a square root. Okay, so what that does is it makes it so that you have to have a plus and a minus. Okay, whenever you introduce a square root like this, you have to put this plus and minus. Okay, we entered the square root, you have to put a plus and minus. So square root of 16 we know is plus or minus 4. Okay, and the square root and the squared cancel, so all we left with is x minus 3. Okay, so we have x minus 3 equals plus or minus 4. So that means x minus 3 equals positive 4, or x minus 3 equals negative 4. Okay, once again, doing our transpose and apply. Here I'm subtracting 3, so I got to add it to both sides. Okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7. So we're going to say for this one, x equals 7. Same thing down here. We have minus 3. To get rid of it, we have to add to both sides. Okay, plus 3 here, plus 3 here. Okay, negative 4 plus 3 gives us negative 1. Negative 4 plus 3 gives us negative 1. So here's how you do it. Here's how you do your x-intercepts when you're finding this. Now I just kind of want to point out this plus or minus 4. This is important because we introduced these. They weren't there, right? They weren't there in the beginning, so we put these square root. Whenever you put a square root into something, you have to add a plus or minus. Okay? So, for example, I'm going to go ahead and erase some of this stuff. For an example of this plus or minus what I'm talking about, if you have, you know, square root of 49, we're going to say that equals 7. But if you have, you know, x squared equals 49, and to solve it, you have to enter these in here. Now you have plus or minus 7. Okay, you see the difference? It's kind of important, this difference, that, you know, whenever it's just by itself here, whenever I have just a square root of 49, they say, what's the square root of 49? You're just going to say that's positive 7. But if you have something that's x squared equals, you know, 64, to solve for x, you have to add these square roots to it. So you have x equals plus or minus 8. Okay, that's kind of important. Just wanted to point that out as a little side note. I hope this helps you out. Find the x-intercepts. You know, just remember that the x-intercepts, they happen at where y equals 0, okay, along the x-axis. So to start, you just put y, you just put it equal to 0, and then you kind of just truck on through from there. All right, good luck. I know you can do it. I got complete faith in your ability to carry out this task. All right, good buddy. Talk to you soon. Bye.